I hate the word some, not in general, not when we are talking about children, not when we are talking about animals, not when we are describing probability in a math class. I hate it when it shows up in adult conversation as a shield. You know, the moment you say men benefit from patriarchy, someone immediately responds, you mean some men. Or you say people enable toxic behavior, and here comes the grammar police. Well, not everyone. And suddenly the conversation is no longer about the pattern, it's about protecting feelings. Here's my issue. When I'm speaking about adults, I am speaking about people with agency, grown human beings who can differentiate between right and wrong, people who can examine themselves and decide, does this apply to me? If it doesn't apply to you, congratulations, you are free. You don't need a disclaimer. But the demand for some does something subtle and dangerous. It shifts the focus away from accountability and toward emotional cushioning. It turns systemic patterns into isolated accidents. It shrinks structural conversations into personal reassurance sections. And I am tired of it. Because here's the truth: language is powerful. When we talk about patterns, we speak in general terms. That's how patterns work. They are not about every single individual, they are about trends, system, conditioning, repetition. If I say women are socialized to tolerate nonsense, I am describing a pattern. If you feel attacked, the question is not whether I should have said some. The question is why the statement feels personal. Why do we demand disclaimers in adult discourse? Why must every hard truth be softened before it's allowed to exist? Why do grown people need verbal pardon before engaging with uncomfortable realities? Adding some can be about precision. Yes, accuracy matters, language matters. But let's be honest, most of the time, it's not about precision, it's about ego. It's about the instinctive need to detach oneself from criticism before even considering whether there's something to examine. And that instinct is exactly why these conversations never move forward. When adults hear a generalized statement, the mature response is reflection. Does this apply to me? If yes, why? If no, can I still acknowledge the broader issue? Instead, we derail the conversation at the starting line. Not all. Say some. Be specific. No. I am not here to babysit your self image. If a statement doesn't apply to you, let it pass. If it does, sit with it. Growth doesn't begin with disclaimers, it begins with discomfort. We cannot keep demanding softer language while claiming to want harder truths. At some point, we have to decide whether we want accountability or reassurance. And I, for one, am choosing accountability.